What's up, guys? Thanks for coming back. Welcome to episode 2 of the 3D Print Hero. In this episode, I'll be talking to you about my new best friend, which is the Robo 3D printer, Robo R1 Plus 3D printer to be exact, and some of the cosplays that I'm working on right now from some pretty famous cosplayers. Let's just jump into the printer right now. I've had this printer for maybe about a month and a half, and really have nothing but great things to say about it. I mean, on top of the big build area, which I believe is 10 by 9 by 8, you get this really nice glass bed, which is heated. You get a 4.0 nozzle that goes up to 290 degrees because it's the all metal hot end. So you can really print any material that's out there. You can print the metal, the glass, the HD glass, Ninja Flex, ABS, PLA. Sky's the limit. And rumor is at the CES there's going to be some scented filaments that they're coming out with, which is pretty interesting. I can't wait to see how that's going to turn out. But since I've had this R1 right now, what I'm doing is printing some cosplays for some people. Let me turn away and show you some of the stuff I printed, and then I'll come back and give you guys some more of my opinion about the R1. Right now, I've printed this Flash cosplay for somebody's cosplay that they're gonna be wearing. This is the chest emblem. These are the belt bolts. All these prints I'm gonna show you right now were printed on the R1. So this is the Flash emblem. I always print it with a removable back, so you can paint this piece white or red. Well, really whatever color you want, but if you want to be screen accurate, white or red. And this will be gold, and it just fits into these little lips back here. So you paint the bolt separately, bam, snap them together. You can glue the back, so it'll stay closed forever. Same thing with the belt bolts. This is all printed at 200 microns, and the quality is pretty great. A little filler primer on these, little sanding. You're good to go. Next is Reys Blaster, which, sorry, I just kind of pulled apart a minute ago. I'll kind of squeeze this together for you guys using one hand. Sorry about that. Well, you guys get the idea. Hold on. Here we go. Hold on 1 second, guys. Alright, so this is Reys Blaster from Star Wars Force Awakens. The Han Solo gives her, which I'm assuming is going to be her blaster for the rest of the series. Because all the characters have their own blasters with their own character to the blaster. This came in about 11, 12 parts. It was a pretty quick print. Came from Thingiverse. I was actually given permission from the Thingiverse modeler to sell a handful of these. I put them on my Etsy store. This is all printed with the R1. It's really, really clean. Let's try these little holes on. Look at these holes. Look at the holes. How clean these holes are. I'm really impressed. This printer has auto leveling, which is a super plus, and they've been on the auto leveling game since the beginning. They knew that was a feature that most people want because not everyone is technical. They just want to be able to plug in the printer, bring up the model, hit print, and go. They don't have to deal with this leveling back and forth stuff, things coming off, cleaning the nozzle because there was a lot. Speaking of that, I had over here my G-Max, which is a printer that I love. I'm just having some issues right now. But when we're talking about auto leveling, if you don't have the bed completely level, this is what can happen. I set this up to print maybe 3 hours ago. I came back. My mistake because I didn't have it leveled. It's definitely not the printer's fault. But I didn't have the proper leveling. So when I came back, imagine coming back to this. This melted. All this gook. I just cleaned this off. It was a nightmare. But that's what happens. So when you have auto leveling, 99% of the time, if everything's working properly, you're going to get a nice flat print. Let me come back over here and show you guys my other print. So right now I'm working on another cosplay for somebody else, and I'm making them a staff from the video game Dragon Age. Now, I don't play Dragon Age. I don't really know much of Dragon Age, but when she showed me the reference pictures, I said, okay, I have to do this. So I called up one of my modelers. You know, we talked the shit back and forth and worked it out, and bam, this is the model. This is about 90% of the pieces. I have some other pieces that I still have to print, like the top of these back pieces over here. That comes to this right here. The other thing that comes out as a point here and here. But with the Robo, with the build size 10 by 9 by 8, I was able to print this. I had to cut this tiny bit off. That'll be glued together. And then the same thing with the girl. This is going to be actually the topper. So this I had to do in 2 pieces too. So this comes off. This will be glued. But the great thing about glass is that when you print on glass, it's super smooth. So this piece is super smooth, the bottom of this, and this piece is super smooth. So once you fit them together, if you really take your time with gluing the right way, and you're not being sloppy about it, you'll probably barely be able to see the seam, and you won't even have much cleanup to do. But let me take this off. So this piece go on top of the staff, and this kind of slides down in the middle. Now the way we designed this is like, instead of 3D printing the whole staff, which would be a very long process and a waste of time and material, we said let's get a wooden dowel. So we bought a wooden dowel, and just to show you, the pieces were made to slide on top. Now it's a really tight fit, so this was gonna need some sanding, the dowel. But just so you see, I broke off a test piece, and that's how it's gonna go. It's gonna just slide in there. Slide in, glued into place. The cosplayer actually wants to paint it and do most of the ending results herself because she likes doing the work. I always say, well, you know, I don't think any real true cosplayer wants to buy a completed costume and not have to do anything to it. I mean, I kind of like to say my slogan is like, my hobby is helping you with your hobby. So that's why a lot of the 3D prints I sell, and even on my Etsy store, I like to sell kits. I don't like to sell complete. I will sell a completed piece if you want to pay me to do it. You know, I'm not gonna say no, but I mean, I think it's a lot more fun to get maybe get something that's 70% there, and you do 30% of the work. So at least you can say you had a hand in the process. I mean, that's just my opinion. Not everyone feels the same way, but I mean, what are you gonna do? So right now, what I'm doing is I'm printing. See this over here, this Batman symbol, which I'm working with somebody, Josh Strong. I think his Etsy page is Strong FX on Etsy. I've been printing these symbols for him. Like, this is obviously Batgirl, and after I send him this 3D print, what he'll do is he'll sand it, he'll give it a coat of filler primer, make sure everything's completely flat, and he'll make a mold out of this, and then he'll fill it with a silicone or rubber, and then come out and he sells the emblems so people can put on their cosplays, the chest emblems, which was a pretty sweet idea. I never thought of that before until he contacted me. This one was actually another failed attempt at this. So what I did was I just split it down the middle, and you know, this is half of it right here. So I mean, crisis averted. A little more finishing work in the end for me, but I mean, it's gonna come out super clean. This is on the Robo, and I have no worries because the bed is auto leveled. The bed is also heated, which is gonna help the PLA stick. If I have to give one bad review about the Robo, well, maybe 2 bad reviews, is that one, it doesn't really come with an onboard controller. This I bought aftermarket, and the good thing about it is that there's also, all these printers have communities now that you can go online and on Facebook, and they have groups and everybody helps each other, which is a cool thing that everyone wants to be, you know, friendly with each other, because a lot of times people want to hold back information and not give you the secrets of 3D printing, you know, but everyone's here to learn from each other. So I was told I could buy this aftermarket screen, and I got it from right here, Printed Solid. Right here, Printed Solid. for 69 bucks, I added the screen to my Robo, and with the screen, you also get a SD card. So you don't need to print tethered. Normally, you either have to print with the USB cord tethered to it, or with a micro USB. See, the USB will go here, or a micro USB that will go there. But I don't like to print tethered because if the computer goes to sleep or something happens on the computer, your print is done. It sucks. That's happened to me a lot. So I bought this screen, 69 bucks. I actually 3D printed the case for it. You see right here, I found the case on Thingiverse. If I can find the model, I'll put it up too, just in case you guys want to see it. I printed the knobs, and I actually hot glued it to the Robo itself. And bam! Now to me, this printer is my favorite printer right now because of the huge screen, the SD card slot, the auto level, the heated bed, the glass build plate. I mean, I can't really ask for anything more. Yeah, so you can see, come over here. I mean, the quality is, pretty decent. Like, the printer goes all the way down to 100 microns. I printed all these at 200 because that's pretty much the standard that everybody does. Everybody normally charges for printed. A lot of people will do 100 microns, but they're gonna charge you a lot extra. So you can just see these may look like stripes, but they're not stripes. I mean they are stripes, but they're not. Everything's completely smooth. I think the stripes was because you can see this is all clean, but once it hit this point right about there, that's when the nozzle, instead of going back and forth, it hit the round part, so it started going around. So I think that's when it made those stripes. But it's just some discoloration that can be hidden with a quick coat of primer. Anyway, but that's it. Yeah, so guys, that's pretty much it. I'm gonna keep doing reviews, and I'm gonna do as many reviews as I can. The Rep 2 is kind of old. I can still do a quick review on that if you guys want. My G-Max is a little bit out of shape right now, so I'm gonna be working on her soon. And I have a few more printers coming. But if you guys want to see me print anything cool, I'll be doing giveaways probably soon. If you guys have any questions about any of the printers, I can always call up the companies and ask and try to get some info for you. Just message me, subscribe, put any questions in the comments, and that's it. I'm working on the GoPro. They're a little expensive. I have a friend who's gonna lend me his for a little while, but right now I'm using my iPhone 6 Plus. That's why it's a little shaky, so I really apologize for that. But thank you for hanging in there and sticking with me. And then I'll see you guys next time. Take it easy.